Good morning, it's Lisa with Lisa Heal Yourself, and today as we approach the Christmas season and the holiday season, we have about 4 or 5 more days until Christmas now. I want to talk about the new year, and I want to reflect on this year. I want to reflect on 2020, and I want to tell you where this channel is going and how I've ultimately come to that decision. So, as you know, if for those of you who have been following me for a long time, which probably isn't many, but for those who have, you know that I've been doing this channel for a long time, and I started talking a lot about diet and food. That's where I place all my focus on healing. And this year I promised that I would focus on the mind-body connection. I also have a lot on supplements, detox protocols, everything. So you can go back and find everything. However, this whole year, 2020, I felt it very important to talk about the mind-body connection all year, for the whole year, because it's often overlooked in healing. And people can focus, myself included, on diet, protocols, supplements, all different kinds of protocols, and forget the one thing that has the biggest impact. And people often leave that until the last thing, because they think, I am trying. I know it could be stress. I know it could be, I have to forgive. I know I have to go back and do inner work. I know. And they think they're doing it, but they're not. And they're never really getting anywhere with the diet and with everything else they have going on. And so I wanted to put emphasis on that because it's so important. It's probably the single most important thing. And we as people who give healing advice gloss over it. So I wanted to dedicate a whole year to it. So I hope you've enjoyed this year of the mind-body connection, healing your body with your mind. And I hope you've seen, how fragmentation and inner child work and all your triggers and how everything is working to keep you stuck and sick. We've tried letting go of our illness through a lot of these techniques, and we've also started to create our new future and create our new identity this year. So I hope that this has been helpful and that you've gotten something out of it. So my plan all along in 2021 was, I was so excited. I couldn't wait to go back and start talking about diet again and food and other things and incorporate all of healing, right? The whole holistic thing. That was my plan, to go full holistic. Every single thing that you can do to heal yourself, the best of the best, and give you all my advice, and even make a course, the best of the best of everything that I have to offer, right? From food to diet to supplements to protocols to everything I've tried, to mind-body techniques and mind-body practices, and roll it all out into one easy to understand package. And I still may do that. For those of you who are interested in that, just let me know in the comments below. But I had sort of a revelation during my meditation over the last couple of days. And I think this might be the missing piece for everybody. And this is certainly the jump from being sick to being healed. And it's often overlooked completely. And I think that in order to really make the point on this, I may spend this year focusing on this one thing. Now, it's scary. It's scary because it seems like, oh my gosh, then what's there left to talk about? If I focus on this thing, what is there left to talk about? I virtually can never talk about anything, which is like a scary thing for somebody who has a channel giving out health advice and they want to really connect with the people out there so that they can help them. But here's the thing. Creating your future identity actually means living your future healed identity. As long as you're holding on to the sick identity, as long as you're holding on to your past, you literally can't make room for a new life, right? So as long as you're holding on to the problems of the past, you're not able to live the dreams in your future. So I want to ask you a series of questions, and these are them. Do you want your problem more than you want your dream? Do you want your past more than you want your future? Right? Do you want your illness more than you want your health? And those are very important questions, because as long as we hold on to healing, to having to heal, to having to do the inner work, to having to do the mind-body work, I mean, you're much closer when you're doing that than you are when you're focusing on just diet. But it's not that I don't want you to have a great diet, and it's not that I don't want you to do the inner work, but it's like at some point there becomes a line. And this is only available to you when you go through it, when you actually see the line. And it's like, oh man, it's time to let that go now. I've literally got to let go of all of that, right? It's like somebody who is, you know, they're holding on to this shore of the pool, this shore, they're kind of treading water, they're closer to this side, and suddenly they decide to go to the other side of the pool. They let go of this side of the pool now, this side of the ledge, and they're focused only on that side of the ledge, right? They know they've crossed this sort of threshold in their mind, they've crossed the midpoint of the pool, and once you cross the midpoint of the pool, you don't look back anymore, and you realize at some point, I have to let go of that visual in my mind of that side of the pool, that's a possibility that I can go back, because it's actually better for me to go forward. And the only way I'm ever going to get to the other side is if I just focus on this side over here and this ledge over here. So there comes a point in healing, and maybe you're not there yet, because it does take a lot of soul searching, and if you're not there, that's okay. A lot of people think they're ready to heal, but they're actually not ready to heal. But that's because you haven't gone through all the diets, you haven't gone through all the protocols, you haven't gone through all the detox, you haven't gone through each and every supplement, you haven't spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, you haven't looked and looked and looked until you literally see that there's nothing else you can look for. You have tried it all, right? And then you turn to mind-body work and you say, it's inside me. I know my healer's inside. And you start to unravel your problem. You start to unravel your wounds, your inner wounds. You start to unravel these parts of you that have been buried, need to be heard, seen, witnessed, forgiven, accepted, and loved. Radically, unconditionally loved. And you start to give these things to yourself. You start to see more clearly that this illness isn't just a manifestation of your physical body. And so it isn't just a physical solution like your supplements and your protocols and your food, although that's part of it, right? Your body does need these things. But you start to see clearly, oh, wow, it's so much more than that. My body is being controlled by my mind. And what I think and what I feel is affecting, literally creating this illness. It's literally created it out of thin air by what you focus on, what you believe, what you attend to, what you're holding on to, what you're refusing to unforgive and to let go or to love or to accept, right? And you can see more clearly. And you're doing all this work. And at some point that work could go on forever. And in a way it does, right? It does go on forever. It's a journey. It's not a destination. However, at some point you're ready to let go of your illness. And you're saying, you know, I'm waking up and I'm doing all this journaling to get rid of this illness. I'm doing all this inner work so that I can get rid of this. I'm doing all this stuff and it's good for me. It's great for me. I want to keep doing it. But I want to keep doing it because it's good for me, not so that I can get rid of the illness. And you're like, I'm ready to just let go of the illness. I'm ready to just let go of all the thoughts, all the emotions, right? If you cease to think about something, it ceases to exist, right? There's, the famous saying, I forget what philosopher said it. However, it's, I think, therefore I am. And that is true, right? Your illness exists because you think about it. You've given it life. You've given it breath. You've given it an identity. You've given it an emotion. You've made it part of you. It has become you. It has become part of your whole life. And everything you do is to either soothe it, love it, comfort it, acknowledge it, forgive it, get rid of it, fight it, get it away from you, right? make it go away, right? Like everything is focused on this. And what you give your power to continues to exist. And at some point in this healing journey, you realize, man, I have to stop giving my power to this. And some people try. And then they keep looking back, right? They look over their shoulder. It's like a child walking away from their mom, going to play at the park. They look back. Is mom still watching me? They look back. Is mom still there? They look back. And at some point, that child becomes so confident, they don't look back anymore. They're just playing. They've forgotten to look back. They're living their life. They're having fun on the playground. They feel safe where they are. They don't need to watch that they're being watched. So where am I going with this? 2021. If you're truly ready to come on this journey with me, and for those of you who aren't, and you need more advice on diet, you need more advice on mind-body healing, and you need more advice on all of it, go back and watch my channel. It's all there. All of it's there. And I periodically will talk about it, and I still may even make the course the best of the best so that you can see, because it's all still important. You do need to do all of it because it's good for you, not because it will make your pain or your symptom go away, because it won't, but because it helps your body, it helps your mind, it helps everything along. It helps you be in the finest form that you can be. What helps your symptom go away, what helps that final chapter, come to pass, so to speak, is where you put your attention. And when you stop putting your attention on the symptom, it stops existing. So in 2021, after much consideration and much I have done a 180 on my plan on what I wanted to do, I want to walk that journey with you. I may even create a course around it. I may even create and show you exactly how to do it. We'll do it step by step together, right? But here's the thing, if you want to do it, it's not enough to create your new future identity. It's not enough to try to let go of the past. You literally have to step in. Okay? You literally have to step in to your new life. There is so much fear. There's so much fear around letting go of your identity, because it is who you are, your friends, your family, your experiences, the shows you like to watch, the thing you like to do for a pastime, your phone, scrolling through videos, everything that you like to do, everything that you already are doing in a pattern format creates and makes up the identity that is you. The problem is we can't live in that identity anymore. We have to now live in the future identity that we want for ourselves. And we have to be willing to let go of what is in order to get what we want, right? And the reason why we hold on so tightly to our past, to our problems, to our experiences, to our situations, to the people in our lives, to everything, the reason why we hold so tightly to what is because the nervous system craves familiarity. It craves safety. It craves routine. It craves knowing. It craves knowing because that creates safety. And the nervous system is terrified of the unknown. And that's what seriously letting go of all that is and stepping into your future, that's what that is. It's stepping into the unknown. We don't know what's out there. All these new experiences, these new people, these new adventures, these new opportunities, everything that we must now open ourselves up to in order to live a new life is terrifying to your nervous system because it's unknown. And therefore that those alarm bells go off, and that is, you're not safe. But you'll never open yourselves up to new people, new friends, new relationships, new adventures, new travels, new experiences, new hobbies, a new lifestyle, new jobs, new careers, new adventures. you won't open yourselves up to your health, your new, vibrant, healthy, amazing self, because it's not just health that you want. You say, if I could just have my health, if this one symptom could just go away, everything would be perfect. But it wouldn't, because you would still be stuck. And if it magically went away, you would find a way, and I bet it has gone away. I bet you've had days where it's gone. But you find a way to bring it back. Why do you find a way to bring it back? Why does it always come back? Because it's familiar. Because the brain goes back to its old patterns, its own ways, its own thoughts, its own emotions, the familiar experiences and situations and people and places and things and the way that you think. And the symptom reappears, right? Because the symptom is a manifestation that you are giving life to. You're giving life to it by being the same as you are right now, and you literally have to be brave enough, courageous enough to step into your new future, to step into that new life, to step into the unknown, to take a risk, to take a chance, and not just looking back over your shoulder the way you look, back at that ledge of the pool, the way the child looks back at their mom on the playground like, okay, but my safety net's still there. I could still turn back. Right? We're not stepping into this life with the safety net behind us. We're getting and saying the safety net's gone. We're burning the boats. We're burning the boats behind us. We're telling ourselves we can't look back at that ledge. We're not going to look back and see if our mom's watching us. And sometimes that's painful. That's so painful to let go. Because there are parts of you don't want to let go of. There are parts of you that you love, that you need, that keep you comforted and safe and secure and make you you. And it's scary to let go of it all. But I promise on the other side is something more joyous, free, open. It's new possibilities, and you will attract the frequency that you're giving off in this new vibration, but you have to stay in this new vibration. You can't step into your new life with the vibration of your old life. So that's where people miss it. They're like, but I am stepping in, I am creating it, I am thinking about all these things, but you're doing it with your old vibration, with the scared vibration, right? With the victim vibration, with the fear vibration, with the shame or guilt vibration. You can't bring those vibrations with you. It doesn't mean they're not there. It doesn't mean we don't love them. It doesn't mean we don't acknowledge them. It doesn't mean we don't even get to feel them. That is part of this work. But we can't stay in those vibrations. We want to stay in a new vibration. We want to move in a new vibration. Our new life requires a new energy. So if you're with me for 2021, give me a thumbs up, give me a comment, give me a sign that this is what you need. You want to take that step, that final step. And even though it might seem scary, and even though it might be better to just keep doing the familiar, keep learning about the familiar, keep looking up videos on the same topics over and over, that it's not actually progressing you. You get to a point where you're sort of saturated, you understand it, and now it's time to take action, right? It's time to let go of your safety net and move towards the life you want. So if you're feeling this, and if this is something, this journey that you would take with me this year, let me know. Give me a thumbs up, because I think this is the journey I want to go on with you. I want to show you, I want to walk this journey. We need to not look back. We need to leave our past behind, the illness behind. It needs to cease to exist in order for something new to take its place. So although scary, although unknown and not comforting, right? It feels a little unsafe. Let me know if this is something you do, because this is the journey I'm planning, I think, from these last couple of days of meditation, to walk with you. So I hope this video has been helpful, and I hope you'll walk it with me.